Hello and welcome, children. This is Mr. Muzaffar presenting before you the second part of your fourth chapter, namely the desert. My dear children, yesterday I have divided this chapter into two parts. Yesterday I have discussed with you one part of this chapter. Today I will discuss with you the next part of this chapter. Let me remind you the previous knowledge. Most people believe that the desert is an endless stretch of land. Most people believe that desert is an endless stretch of land. They think that it is dry, hot, waterless, and without shelter. They believe that this place is a hot, dry, waterless, and people and animals, those who are living in the desert, don't have a shelter for living. Okay, but some specialists believe that what they believe that desert is as beautiful place. They believe that desert is a beautiful place. Some specialists believe that desert is a beautiful place. For them, desert is the home of variety of people, variety of animals, okay, and plants. It is true that desert does not have a green grass. It is true, my dear children, desert does not have a green grass. The rest of things we can found in the desert. But the rain is rare. Less in the desert, my dear children. But once the rain falls, then the entire desert turned into a beautiful tropical garden. It looked like a beautiful tropical garden. Children, deserts may have sometimes mountains, hills, and oceans. Okay? A desert can be hot like Thar Desert. Yesterday I told you it can be cold. It can be cold like Ladakh. Okay. In general, I will tell you when a place has less water, or we can say no vegetation, we called it obviously what we call it. We called it desert. Okay, today, all creatures need water. All creatures, every living creature in the world need water. Life exists on water. Even human beings cannot live without water. If there is a water, then only we can survive in the universe. Okay, all creatures need water. The animals and plants of the desert, are able to survive on less water. The animals and plants, the animals and plants of the desert, they're able to survive on less water. A camel can do, a camel can drink. A camel cannot live without. A camel can live without water for days together. A camel can live without water for a long time. For why? What is the reason behind this? What is the reason? The reason is that a camel can drink a lot of water at one time. Reason why they can survive for a long time? Because they can drink a lot of water for one time. At one time, they can drink a lot of water at one time. Now, camel do not. Camels do not sweat. Camel does not sweat. Camels, if I use plural, camels do not sweat. That's why they can retain the water. That's why they can retain the water they drank for a long time. This is the reason they retain the water level. They retain the water level. They do not sweat. That's why they retain their water level. Smaller desert animals get their water from the moisture in the things they eat. There are other creatures in the deserts. Where from they get the water? Where from they get the water? They eat small things. They eat the things they eat. Smaller desert animals get their water from the moisture in the things they eat. Whatever they're eating, moisture, moisture things. From that they are getting water, and then only they survive in the desert. So some of them get the water they need from the animals they eat. They need from the animals they eat. Some of them they get water from that. Those who don't eat meat, there are some animals, we can say smaller animals, they do not eat meat. They do not eat meat. What they eat? They eat plants. They eat plants and seeds. Thus they get the needed water from the plant juices. They get the needed water. Where from they get the water? They get the water from plant juices. They get the water from plant juices. Thank you and have a beautiful and colorful day.